Next on Worcester News Tonight, a local police department saying thank you to the community after signs of support are displayed throughout the area. Plus, making an impact. Worcester students learn what it takes to give back to the community. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. We had some rain showers passing through central Massachusetts tonight, but severe drought conditions remain in parts of the area. In Worcester, reservoir water levels are well below where they should be this time of year. And as our Andy Mattison reports, tonight's rain helps, but a lot more is needed.
There was rain in the forecast Friday morning, but it didn't last very long.
We only got 0.19 inches, which isn't very much, actually.
Nowhere near enough rain. We're at a huge deficit here. I mean, the drought that we're in right now is, it's going to affect a lot of people. It's a catastrophic event.
Farmers thought cloudy skies were a good sign. Instead, the sun was back out by noon.
We're able to keep the majority of our crops watered, okay? But we do have a lot of farmers in the area, or in Massachusetts, that are running out of water.
Green Hill Park has seen greener days and could have used a good soaking. Same with the golf course.
We desperately need rain because the driest month, August, is coming up, and historically we get even less rain, so we need it pretty bad.
The hot, sunny days keep adding up. The city is looking at going into August 9 inches below where they normally are for rainfall in the summer. City officials are especially concerned about the reservoir levels. Normally at 88% this time of year, the drought has brought it down to 66%, and that is impacting the area's water supply.
It's drinking water. It's the water that comes out of hydrants if they're putting fires out. So as the reservoir capacity gets lower and lower, we get concerned.
Worcester is a long way off from running out of water or having to buy it. It's a scenario the city hopes to avoid. So in the meantime, rain in the forecast is what many will hope for. Andy Mattison, Worcester News Tonight.
Thank you, Andy. Parole has been denied for a man convicted of killing a Worcester woman more than 25 years ago. According to Mass Live, the Massachusetts Parole Board denied release to Robert Grady for the third time. The now 52-year-old was sentenced to life behind bars for murdering Donna Cavanna in 1990. Authorities say Grady stabbed Cavanna more than a dozen times after she broke up with him. Her body was found inside Grady's summer home in New Hampshire. A Massachusetts couple charged in connection to a deadly meningitis outbreak have entered pleas in federal court. Carla Conilargo and her husband Doug pleaded guilty to charges related to tainted medication. The couple was arrested along with 12 others after a deadly meningitis outbreak was tied to the New England Compounding Center in Framingham. Today, they admitted in federal court they tried to move money around shortly after they forfeited their pharmacy license and filed for bankruptcy. They will be sentenced in November. A 71-year-old Grafton man has been indicted on child sex assault charges. John Sosaurus is charged with aggravated indecent assault and battery on a child under 14 and posing a child in a lascivious state and enticement of a child under 16 for sex or violence. He pleaded not guilty on Tuesday. The details surrounding his arrest have not yet been released. Tonight, concerns from residents in the town of Hollis, New Hampshire, after what they say they are seeing outside their window. Residents say it's a drone and it's only been seen late at night or early in the morning. Jackie Bruno has the latest on what authorities are saying.
Pretty scary stuff. Certainly an invasion of privacy. It bothered me, bothered my wife.
Mike Close says he's concerned by reports that someone may be peering into bedroom windows using a drone in Hollis, New Hampshire. And while he hasn't been a victim, police say it's happening in his neighborhood.
It's happening in the east side of the city, town, near the Nashua border on Wright Road and Flint Pond Road.
I think we're going to make sure our curtains are all drawn from now on.
Lieutenant Rick Bailey said police have received 2 reports of drone activity from June 20th to July 29th, but so far they don't have a suspect and are reaching out to the public for help.
Just call us, go on our website, give us tips on our tip line.
And that was Jackie Bruno reporting. Hollis police say they do not have a suspect at this time. Anyone with any information is asked to contact police. Signs have been seen throughout the town of Northbridge showing support for the police department. The chief there saying his officers started noticing the signs days after the deadly police shootings in Dallas and Baton Rouge. Our Cam Jandrow joins us live now with more on how residents are showing their support. Cam?
Olivia, I spent the day in Northbridge today where residents say seeing the signs is a breath of fresh air.
It's great to be a resident of Northbridge, great to work in Northbridge, but especially during these times when everything's so negative.
In wake of recent police-related shootings across the country, residents of Northbridge are showing their support for the local police officers. Special signs throughout the town read, "We love our Northbridge police officers." Chief Walter WARCHOL says his department appreciates it.
And it's just such a tremendous boost in morale for our police department and just police in general, because of all the negative feelings about police officers throughout the country.
WARCHOL says Northbridge police noticed the sign shortly after the shootings in Louisiana and Dallas. Residents we spoke with say the local police department works hard around the clock and has earned this recognition.
These guys put their lives on the line all the time for the community. I mean, they never know what they're going to run into, and I think it's a wonderful thing that's going on right now, and I think it should be embraced.
We support our local police officers and feel like everyone should, so it's kind of refreshing to see them out on people's lawns.
WARCHOL took to social media to thank the town. In a Facebook post, he said, "As Northbridge police officers, we are fortunate to work in a community such as Northbridge."
You know, I think it's great that people rally around the police officers because, you know, they work hard to keep us all safe, and you know, I think that's the least we can do is support them.
Now, Chief says the signs are being produced by a local company called Cutting Edge Custom Graphics. Now, all proceeds from the signs will be donated to a local charity in the Northbridge Police Association. Olivia, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Cam, what a great story. Thank you. A house fire in Uxbridge has been deemed accidental. It sparked at a home on High Street this morning. One resident, 2 police officers, and a firefighter were evaluated for minor injuries on scene. They will be okay. Officials say the fire likely started by an improperly disposed cigarette. The Massachusetts Department of Transportation is working on a new website tracking pothole repairs and cost. Highway Administrator Thomas Tinlin says this new tool will showcase how dollars are being spent and the progress being made. Mass DOT says they are using new data and technology to help track potholes on the highway and make better infrastructure repairs. The website will keep track of the total number of potholes repaired, the number repaired by week, and the estimated total cost. Residents can call 857-368-3500 to report potholes on state-owned roads. A group of middle schoolers learning a valuable lesson this week. They were given the opportunity to award grant money to deserving charities. But as our Brittany Schaefer tells us, the students had to do some research first.
They've been a great help. They've been a really great help.
The Friends of the Worcester Public Library rely on grants like this, but they don't usually receive their funding from a class of 8th graders. Friday, students at the Nativity School donated $5,000 to charitable organizations in Worcester.
Profoundly impressed and really an impressive group of young men.
Students worked with the Highland Street Foundation to choose 4 deserving nonprofits. They visited each organization and studied them to determine who would receive the money.
I like giving back to the community because they've done so much for us, and without them, the school wouldn't be the school.
What made me feel good about that was that we gave money to people that really needed it, and I felt awesome. I felt like I could do anything after that, and I think I will.
It was a learning experience for the students who presented the checks to the organizations Friday. They included a Sutton Farm who helps refugees, as well as Sherry's House, a home and activity center for children with cancer.
And we gave them that for them to maybe fix their pump, because when I went there, it was so dry, the plants were dying, and the farm is for immigrants and refugees.
Sherry's House was the most interesting for me because there's these kids with cancer who don't deserve it.
not only are they giving their treasure in terms of the $5,000 award, but they're also giving their time and talent to the different organizations, and they're able to do a great job with that.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester.